Hey guys, Jeff with the Float Tube Fishing Forum here. It's been a while since I put a video up, and I thought we'd start covering some more topics here. Um, I've talked a bit about float tubing, some different aspects of it, some modifications, showed off some boats, covered some topics. I wanted to kind of backtrack and kind of cover a little bit about me because it's funny. I mean, I've been running the Float Tube Fishing Forum for 9 years, and it's interesting. There's quite a few people that recently have mentioned, now we know who you are, because reality is you don't really get to see me very much since I'm online, and unless you fish Southern California here, saltwater specifically, you're not really getting an opportunity to see me. And so I kind of want to just talk a little bit about who I am and why I do some of the things I do. Really, my life has kind of changed a bit since high school. I was a normal high school kid playing sports like everybody else, but I left high school with the intention, I was going to get into firefighting. And I approached that with excitement and just pure adrenaline when I left high school. I went to college, and when I was in college, I happened to sit in a class one day, and I remember the individual was asking us who here wants to be a firefighter. Everybody's hands went up, and who here has experience, and I was the only one that put my hand down. So I remember asking my friend, "You have experience? How do you have experience?" He talked to me about becoming an EMT, and so I left that class that day and went to North Orange County ROP, and I got my EMT license from there and started working in the field on an ambulance. That is really what shaped my life, truthfully. It's been an interesting road. I loved that job. It was an amazing job. I got to run all kinds of calls, saw some of the most amazing things, great, cool, awesome things happen, and some, unfortunately, very gruesome and rough things to deal with. I spent 25 years in EMS. I was on private ambulance. I worked for fire departments, honing my skills, and eventually ended up working in emergency rooms, graveyard shifts most often, doing my job. And long story short, I had one too many bad situations, bad calls, and I had to step away from the job altogether because, for lack of a better term, I ended up with PTSD. Some people may not really understand how that truly works, but it happens to everybody, especially those in the middle of some rough situations. And I really was not able to handle the job like I used to. I can do my job, it's not a problem, but for my health and for my family's well-being, I kind of had to step away. So I kind of got to a point like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I just don't have an idea. And I got lucky. Teaching was the next opportunity. And so I got into teaching high school, and I started teaching medical careers and EMR classes, or first responders, and eventually, real quickly, got into teaching EMT classes. Currently, now, 11 years teaching for high schools. I'm at a local high school here where I live. I am teaching firefighting, emergency medicine, and EMT classes for the school. It was a hard road. It wasn't something I thought I was going to be really well suited for. It's taken quite a long time for me to get comfortable with it. But you know what? I think I understand now that I was doing all those things out in the field that I was doing to prepare myself to teach others how to do the same thing. It's been really rewarding. I have an opportunity to see kids from time to time who come back who are now, EMTs, paramedics, studying to be nurses and doctors, who are doing the things that I used to do, and are doing a good job. And so, that's been a really rewarding thing for me. And that's where I am now. I'm a teacher full time. I'm a father. Got 3 kids of my own, and I've enjoyed raising them. They're all in their teen years now, in high school, and moving on and doing a good job. The oldest is 24. He's looking at the Navy now. He's looking to move on to the next chapter for his life. So it's been a really fun road at this point. Married now 19 years, actually, in the next couple of days, and couldn't ask for a better wife. She has been supportive of me through everything, and some of the stuff we've gone through has not been real easy. to say the least. We've had some rough roads, but she's been there the entire time with me. And so, all of this stuff has kind of led to who I am and what I'm all about. And my supportive wife, as I was just explaining, is a big part of the Float Tube Fishing Forum, which I started back 9 years ago. And that all came about because, I've enjoyed fishing for a long time. It was actually back when I was on the ambulance when I bought my first float tube. We actually pulled off on the side of the road, staging for a little while, and there was a Play It Again Sports. We walked into that store, and I saw the whole thing, set up everything. Float tube, it was an old Browning float tube. It had waders, had fins, everything I needed. And I remember asking the guy, how much? He said, $75 for everything. Take it. Pulled it outside, shoved it inside the ambulance in one of the side compartments, and float tube fishing became my next passion, the thing that I was totally involved in. And so for me, getting off work, having a bad, rough shift, to get outside and be outside and do what I enjoyed doing was what helped me, is invigorated me. It gave me the energy I was looking for, and kind of calmed me down in a basic sense of the word. And so this just became a passion of mine. But the problem was, I started joining forums, looking for people that did what I enjoyed to do. And I found them, I did, but we never had real much conversation about it. And I really wanted to see more conversation about float tube fishing, because I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of not sure if I was doing things right or not. I wasn't sure where to get it from. So one day my wife says, start your own forum. And I remember looking at her cross-eyed saying, how the heck am I supposed to do that? But one thing leads to another, and I start searching online, and I find the opportunity to start a forum. So I went for it. It was a little rough go at the very start. It took a lot of nurturing at the very beginning, even to the point I was about ready to just drop it, because this is pointless. It's not going anywhere. But I stuck with it, and little by little, members started to join. And as soon as we got 10, it was easier to get another 5, and we had 15. Once we had 15, I could get it up to 25, and once we had 25, it hit 50, and once it hit 50, now we're at 100, and it just started to snowball, and then people started to talk more and more about it, and telling others, and those others were joining up, and we've got a fairly successful board. I think we have over 2,500 members now. And we have a wealth of information, and a lot of times what we are good at is when people are new to the sport and not sure, which direction to go or what they should get or how it all works, that's what we're there for. We love to share our stories, our experiences, and our passion with other people, help get them out on the water as well. And so the Float Tube Fishing Forum's been going on for about 9 years. It's been a great spot for me to relax and teach others, really. I mean, I'm a teacher now, and it's kind of lent itself to that. I've been able to teach a lot of other people different aspects of the sport. Some of my more exciting things or interesting things, I've had members. My first member was in Ireland, and he was really wanted to get into float tube fishing, but he just couldn't find anything in his area to get it set up, and I actually helped hook him up with someone locally that was able to buy a float tube from. Same thing in New Zealand and Australia, helping people out like that in those areas. So we got a far reach, reaching a lot of different places. But most importantly, all those individuals, 2,500 members that are on the forum, that have been a part in one way or the other, have commented, posted, and just been a part of what we've done and helped grow. Those individuals in that sport in itself has helped me over those last few years, over the last 9 years, to deal with all the things I've had to go through. It's not an easy thing to talk about, but some of the stuff I saw, it's hard, it's rough, and it wears on you after a while, and it takes a passion like that, something you find enjoyment in, to help you get through that stuff. And float tube fishing is that. And I just want to say, the members that we have on there and the people that are there that comment and conversate and talk about their enjoyment and post their pictures and talk about the different things they've done and different places they've fished and everything. it's helped me out. It's helped me out tremendously, a ton, and I really do appreciate that. I just kind of thought maybe it was a good idea to share a little bit more about me personally, so people know. Some of you guys do, and some of you guys don't, but it's out there now. You know who I am and what I'm all about, which is fine. I mean, that's my life, and that's how things have gone for me. I have to say I'm blessed. I've got 3 wonderful kids. I've got a beautiful, wonderful wife. I have boats, flip tubes sitting behind me waiting to go, and I have time from time to time. I have time to get on the water and fish, and then on top of that, I have all these people that understand what I enjoy and enjoy sharing their passion with us as well. So that's a little bit about me. Hopefully you found it interesting, to say the least, and I'll get back into some more content about float tube fishing itself, techniques, fishing techniques, and stuff like that as soon as I can, and I'm going to be putting up some more videos here soon. So again, Jeff with the Float Tube Fishing Forum. Thank you for listening. Remember, you can find our site if you're not a member in our link, our bio link, and if you have any questions, please post them, and I'll see if I can cover them in our next topics. Again, Jeff, the Float Tube Fishing Forum, and look forward to seeing you on the water. Thanks. Bye.